Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Kane. Today I'm sharing a double 8.5 by 11 layout, playing along with Series 18, Christie's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. Today's sketch is by at Scrappy Faith, and this is day 12. And I am going to do a double page just like how the sketch shows. I will pop the sketch back up when I get started. I kind of sort of followed along with it, mainly the background, but I'm going to have 14 photos on this layout versus the three that she shows. And the way that I was able to get 14 photos is most of them are 2x3s, and then some of them have been even trimmed down smaller than that. And then one of them is a 3x4, but they are all just animals in the zoo. And I just thought it was a cute way to do a zoo layout. I'm using Echo Park, two different Echo Park zoo collections. This one here is an older one. I think it came out like 2 years ago. I think it said 2021 or 2022. And then this one here too came out a while back also. This one here is called Little Explorer, and I do have two sticker sheets. I'm only showing one of the sticker sheets, but I'm actually going to try to use up, or I use stickers off of both of them, but I'm just showing the one that has the most still left on it. All of the papers are Echo Park. They are from both collections, but mainly from Little Explorer. So here I'm just showing you the scraps that I have left. And then I have quite a few of the 12 by 12 sheets left. I thought this was a really cool collection, and I liked the colors of this collection. So I bought quite a few of the B-side papers because those are my favorite. If it wasn't really a true B-side, which is like tone on tone, then I just bought one of them. So like this one here, I have actually two, might even have three of that one, because I fussy cut a lot of those leaves. Each time I do one of the zoo layouts and I use this collection, I fussy cut leaves because I really enjoy all the leaves that are on that paper, and I think they look so much better when they're fussy cut out. So here I was showing you the wood grain background is also Echo Park. That's from their wood grain set. I believe that's the warm tones. And then this paper here is also another one from the Little Explorer. And actually, you won't see very much of that brown paper. It is in the layout, but most of it gets covered up by leaves. And then the frame, just a couple of the sides show when I use it. So I brought out these dies. Those are from my stash. I'm not even sure who they're by, but they look like torn edges. So I went ahead and fit the photos to fit inside of them, and I'm going to have to cut a few of them, like a little bit of it off, so that it will actually fit on the frame, because the frame is longer than the photo. There we go. Get out the words. Um, the first one up there, the largest one, which was the 3x4, it fit perfectly. But then the little ones, like this one here, I had to cut it and then re-put it back together. And it works out fine. It's not an issue at all, but it was definitely something I had to do for, I believe, four of the photos are that size. And then the other four are closer to 2x3s, and then the 3x4. And each of them have been trimmed down slightly smaller than the original size. And that's just because when you cut them apart, you usually have to trim off a little bit of the edge as you're trimming them down. So they definitely trim down smaller. So you can see the one in the middle is basically the monkey exhibit, is what that one was. And I went ahead and kept all four of those pictures together and matted them on white cardstock, and then matted them on the brown paper, and then also the plaid paper, which I absolutely love. I don't get very much of the plaid paper on here. That's the only plaid, and that's the only brown is right there in the center. I used the orange tone on tone. It's like circles. It's not really an animal print. And then the like tealy gray blue color that I'm working. Oh no, I wasn't cutting that one. Now I am. I'm gluing it down now to that back one. That was for the little penguins. And then up there at the very top is flamingos. And then there's a little chimpanzee. And then over on the other side is the tiger, which he's hiding out in the grass. You can barely see him in the photo, but we liked the tiger little exhibit that they had on the side where you can sit with the large, like, cutout tiger. So that's where my son took a picture there. And then the other picture is just him looking off at the animals. And I thought that was kind of cool to put over here on the right hand side of the layout and then have all the animal pictures around him. So then it kind of looks like he's just looking at the zoo. And down at the bottom, I have lions. And then I also have, what is that? A meerkat? Is that what that's called? It's the guy that's King Julian from the Madagascar movie. And I was going to add King Julian on here, and I have not added it. Even in the close-ups, you won't see it. But I do add it. I add Julian underneath his photo, and then I put King on the meerkat's photo. I don't think that's what he's called. It's called something else. Anyways, you know what he is. If you've seen Madagascar, you know what I'm talking about. But I did not put that on the layout, and I did plan on putting that on the layout, so I'll need to get out my thickers and do that, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and do that off screen, but just know that it'll be there. The little tiger, or the tigers, the lions, there was a male, a female, and a baby cub, and I decided to go ahead and put all of them down on the layout. That is a male that is in the photo. He just doesn't have his mane yet. He's a teenager. And then up at the top where the flamingos are, I popped it up on pop dots, and it says get out and explore, and it has little flamingos on it. I put the larger flamingo also on it, or I'm going to. I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of bouncing around and adding them here and there. But I have little penguins that I wanted to go ahead and add. And then I have a chimpanzee that I'm going to add. And it's going to go right there by the chimpanzee in the photo. And then there's another little, like, monkey. It almost looks like a bird, but it's a monkey. And then, like I said, the 4-pack or the 4 cluster of the photos is going to go right in the center, and that's the other monkeys. And that monkey I actually cut from one of the cut-aparts. So that one is from not the Little Explorers, but the other zoo collection. I don't remember what that zoo collection is called. But it had a lot of the animals that I have in the photos, so that was the reason I pulled all the animals from that sticker sheet versus the Little Explorer. But then I used all the papers from Little Explorer. So the only stickers I used were from the other sticker sheet for the animals. And then I will come in and add quite a few words. I'm going to add wild down at the bottom, and then lion's roar. And then up by the tiger, I add take a walk on the wild side. And then here I'm just showing you a little bit of a close-up. It's all complete as far as all the photos are attached down. And now I'm going to bring in the leaves that I talked about. So I fussy cut probably about half of one of those sheets. Plus, I cut some of the ones off of the other sheet that I showed too that had animals and leaves, but I only cut the leaves. I did not fussy cut the animals. I really have no need for the animals, so I just fussy cut the leaves. And now I'm just placing them in order. There was more green ones than any other color. And so I tried to just play around and use as many as I could of different ones and not so many green, just because I didn't want the green to overpower. So I tried to put down all of the colors first, like orange and yellow, all the bright colors, and then I went in with the blues and the browns and just kind of mixing and matching all around. There is a few yellow ones in there also, and then it's going to match the title that I'm going to place across the middle, which is from the sticker sheet, and it says adventure, but it's in a mixed colors, and it has all of the colors that I used around the layout, and I'm going to place it right in the middle. So first I'm going to keep adding leaves, and like I said, you're not going to see that brown circle. I kind of just used that as my guide for where I wanted all my leaves to go, and I covered it all up. So you won't even see it at all. I could have used pretty much any cardstock for it. I didn't have to cut the circle out of the paper, but I had already cut it, so it's okay. Um, I thought I was going to leave some of it showing and not cover it with leaves, but I just liked it better with all the leaves. So I went ahead and just covered it up. So now I went ahead and glued everything down off screen. I did not make you sit through that. That was very painful to go back and glue down all the leaves, but I definitely like the end result. And on the title, it says it's a jungle adventure out there. So I used one of the other stickers to extend the title and make it a little bit more. Hopefully you enjoyed today's layout. I definitely enjoyed creating it, and I enjoyed using the sketch and using it as my jumping off point. I didn't follow it, completely, but definitely that center circle with the leaves inspired me to create this layout, and that was because of the sketch. So that's definitely why I like using the sketches from 30 Days of Sketches. They're always so much fun, and it just gets the creative juices flowing. So here's a few close-ups, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!